Shalom. Shalom. Ahab. Baraka. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Malachadash. I want to just get into it. I'm just going to bring out some scriptures. And we'll just call it a Saturday class. Let's start with Job 9 and 24. I'm already there. Okay.
Job chapter 9 verse 24, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covers the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So in other words, the control of society right now is being, the society is being controlled by the wicked right now. It's saying he's covering the faces of the judges. So the real judges, you don't know who it is. But we do know who the wicked is. And if it's not him, then who is it? I mean, he's proven himself throughout this Bible. I feel like I shouldn't even have to go any further than that. We all know who the wicked is. Who runs this joint. Who's taking our rights away one right at a time. We know who the wicked is. But let's jump over to 2 Thessalonians. We're going to get into this. Chapter 2 and verse 3.
1 Thessalonians?
Yeah. Just watch, we're about to find out who this wicked is.
Dang. Hidden up in there. Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 3.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Okay, so we're getting closer. If it's not him, then who is he? Well, right here is telling us the man of sin, who the earth was given to, is the son of perdition. The word perdition is evil. It means evil. I should get my laptop real quick. Hold on, let me grab my tablet so we can look up some words today. All right, I got it. First things first. Let's see what the biblical definition of perdition is. What is the biblical definition of perdition? Utter destruction. So the man of perdition is the man of utter destruction. What's the Hebrew meaning? Eternal destruction and disassociation, utter loss. So when the man of perdition is revealed, he's saying the man of eternal destruction is being revealed. The man of utter loss is being revealed. All right, let's go ahead. 4, verse 4.
Who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So when he covered the faces of the judges, he decided that he would exalt himself as Yahweh. And then he was going to, he wants to be worshipped like Yahweh. He sits in the seat of Yahweh. And in fact, he shows himself that he is Yahweh. So who deems themselves as a God on this earth? Who has changed everything into one specific person. I mean, even the last of the Mohicans, or the last samurai was Tom Cruise. How was Tom Cruise the last samurai? How could they depict him as a Japanese warrior? Or the Chinese? I can't remember.
The last warrior was white in history.
The last samurai?
He was one in history.
He was a white guy from America? Well, then they got that shit right, but still. That's just horrible. That's horrible.
That's why they made a movie about him.
Yeah, what about the rest of the samurais that created all that, though? They depict themselves as the god, though. I was the last samurai. I'm the greatest. Bullshit.
Perfect example, Superman.
Superman's a perfect example, as they deem themselves as God, sitting in the seat of God. But really, eternal damnation. That's who they really are. So it doesn't even matter what lie they give you. But let's go to let's go to verse 5.
2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things? And now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time.
So, right now, the man of perdition is being revealed. And if you can't see it, and you don't know who it is, you're doomed. The Most High isn't letting you see. And we all know who it is. I'm just not trying to get my video taken down, because we all know how that goes. So go ahead, let's keep going.
For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who leadeth will let, until he be taken out of the way.
So only he who leadeth, in other words, he. Let's look that up before I say something.
We're looking at leadeth.
Strong's 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 7. Yeah, because I want to say something, but I want to make sure I'm saying the right thing. Man, my phone's not giving me, look at that, it's not giving me anything. No origin, no use.
What are you looking for? I don't know which word.
Verse 7. So it won't show me any information on my computer. It's only showing me, it won't give me the origin, the user, nothing. It's just telling me other places to go, which is fine, but.
Okay. 2 Thessalonians 7. I don't know which one are you looking for?
To hold down in various applications, or to have hold. So to have that power, to let, make, towards, possess, retain, seize, on, stay, take, withhold. I wanted to make sure before I said it, but he's gonna have the power until it's taken away. And the only way that's going to happen is with Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, literally through these prophecies. Each one has to play out at its correct time. And that's what we're watching happen right now. Let's keep going.
Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Wait, right there. So, how is going to be... We're destroying the wicked right now. We are the mouthpiece of Yahweh Shai until he returns. So we're destroying you by destroying all your false, wicked doctrines. And when he comes, woo, he's going to do that physical, carnal destruction that you've been waiting for. That's why you guys make all the movies. You guys love death. You love death, therefore that shall be your inheritance. So anyway, keep going.
Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receiveth not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
That right there. With all deceit, you know what? Even him who's coming after the working of Satan, the adversary, against Christ. Everything with all lying wonders. Just think about that. It's just that goes so far when you think about all their lying wonders. I mean, when you watch the news, we all know that both sides, like Fox, CNN, ESPN, they're all owned by, I forget which Rothschild. Jacob Rothschild is the one that has $500 trillion in his account. But I forget what Rothschild, he owns all the news stations. So when you put, you know how sometimes they'll say, these guys are lying to us, and they'll show you every single news station at once, simultaneously, across the earth, saying the exact same thing. I mean, how is that even possible, right? To say the exact same thing, so they're scripted. That they have, that's just one little tiny dust off the top of a lying wonder. But, I mean, that's that's nothing compared to everything that they do. I mean, I'm literally just being vague with it, just saying in the news how they all say the same lie at the same time. But, let's just keep going. I don't want to go too deep into it. They will not receive the love of the truth. What is the truth? The laws, the statutes within the laws, and the direct commands that we were given. This is it. We're going to practice the righteous acts until he gets here. So it's application when you hear the truth. That's how the Most High knows whether you love the truth or not, because you apply it to your life. If you hate the truth, you run from it. You hide from it. You justify yourself away from it. But go ahead.
Verse 11. And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusions, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Okay, so you heard him right there. So you know I'm going to have to go to Isaiah chapter 30 and verses 9 and 10. But first I want to see what's in 29. And the Lord hath poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep. Okay. Isaiah 29, I'm going to read 9 and 10, and then you go to Isaiah 30. Or you got a precept?
No, Isaiah what?
30, 9 and 10. I'm going to read 29, 9 and 10. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verses 9. Stay yourselves and wonder, cry out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. For the Lord hath poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and hath closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers, the seers, hath he covered. Let me jump over it. So why do you do all that? Go to 30 and then 9 and 10.
Isaiah chapter 30, verse 9. That this is a rebellious people, lying children, children that will not hear the law of the Lord, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophecies and deceits.
Prophesy deceits. So, the reason why he took the Lord hath poured upon you the spirit of deep sleep and hath closed your eyes, the prophets and your rulers and the seers he hath covered, it's because you are a rebellious people. You are lying children. You don't want to hear the truth, therefore, he's not going to let you hear the truth. You want to be lied to, so enjoy it. But for over here, the truth is coming out. And all it's going to do, somehow I feel like when some of our people hear the truth, they're insulted by it. Because if you know what the truth says, and you don't follow it, then you're a sinner. Right? But if you don't know what the truth says, then you're in grace because you didn't know you were wrong. Well, that's not true. You're going down still because you get a whole lifetime of opportunities to learn the truth. Let's jump around a little bit. Because it said right here, let's go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and that we'll start at verse 10. With all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish because they received not the love of the truth that they might be saved. And for this cause Yahweh shall send them a strong delusion that they might believe a lie. What lie is he about to put on all of you damn heathens that you're going to believe? Go, give me Revelation 13. We're going to start at 15. I'm going to show you a lie that you're going to believe. And I'm going to go to Revelation 14.
Revelation 13.
Starting at verse 15. And then get also Revelation 14 and 9 after that. So one page over or whatever.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast shall both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Now what? This is a cool thing. I mean, it's not cool, but what does it mean to be killed? What's the biblical definition of killed? This is kind of interesting. I think that any of the apostles or elders might want to hear this. Kill, to destroy the vital or active qualities of, or to destroy, or just to physically, carnally put to death also. I mean, we clearly know that definition. But listen to this. To put an end to ruin, to prevent publication of, to prevent the publication of something. So, shadow banning. When they take your videos down, they're killing the prophets spiritually by preventing the publication of the truth. So, read it again in Revelation.
And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
So, not only will they take your normal life away, but they'll physically, there's going to be a point. See, when they implement what's going to happen, this new lie that we're getting ready to find out, they're going to be able to take away your life as you know it. So, ruin, to take away the vital activities of, to prevent. So what I'm saying, they're going to prevent. They're going to stop you from having a normal life. They don't have to stick a sword through you, but at the very last end, that's going to be the final decree. Just stick a sword in them. or cut their head off, or shoot them, however they do it these days. I'm not going to sit there and speculate on how they're going to do it. But go ahead and keep reading.
And 13?
Yeah, wait, where were you at? You were at 15?
Yep.
So let's read 16.
And he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Keep going.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Okay, so let's go back to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2. I'm going to read 10, 11, and 12 again now for a little bit of clarity. And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So you didn't want the truth. We're trying to save you. You might have been saved if you listened to us. And for this cause, Yahweh shall send them a strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Oh, well, you can't buy, sell, or trade unless you receive something. And the word mark in that specific chapter and verse goes back to a Hebrew word, which is karagma. The word karagma means subdermal implant. So you must receive a subdermal implant to buy, sell, or trade. That's the lie you're going to believe. But hold on, how do I know it's a lie? When you receive that subdermal implant, how do I know you got lied to and deceived? Revelation chapter 14, verse 9.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb.
He said that if you receive a subdermal implant, which is prophesied in the Bible for thousands of years now, that he is going to take and pour his drink without mixture. Now, there's some VSOP right here. Really, if I were to mix it with something, it wouldn't be as strong. But if I were just to take a straight shot, woo, that's going to be fire in my throat. So, what he's saying here is he's going to give the full strength of his anger. And you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You ain't passing out. You ain't going to be running away. You ain't going to be able to get away. You're going to have to feel it. Let's jump around some more again. Let's go to James 1 and 6.
James chapter 1, verse 6. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed.
So, why do you think, this is very interesting, why do you think everything is happening all at once? They have a predetermined plan to bring forth their ultimate plan to brand all the sheep for ownership. And what they're doing, why I'm having them bring, well, why are they bringing up this verse? Well, right now they got you over here, over there, back and forth. They got you wavering like the waves of the ocean. They got you going back and forth. You're not steady. You're not being stable. You're not grounded in these scriptures. Go ahead and get Ephesians 4 and 14. You're not grounded in the scripture. So you're all over the place. And that's what James is telling you right now too. But let him ask in faith. Nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like the wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. So every time they say something, oh, no, pandemic, monkey pandemic, no. So they're back and forth. Oh, no, massive school shootings. Yeah, massive school shootings. Like everywhere, just everywhere all of a sudden. There's one extreme to the next. They're trying to get you to waver. All right, I said Ephesians, right? Mm-hmm. Ephesians chapter 4 and 14.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
What did I just tell you? They're doing all this crazy ass shit that got you going every direction except for grounding yourself in these scriptures. Don't be tossed to and fro by what? Carried away with the wind of doctrine. Tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine. With every wind of doctrine. So every time you turn on the news, oh man, I gotta look. And then they distract you with this. Oh, Will Smith smacked somebody. And then they distract you with Dave Chappelle said something about homos. And it's like, and it keeps going and going and going. They just keep throwing these distractions. And if you're not feeling that, this is kind of getting old. I mean, they have a name for it. It's called the Hedelian Dialectic. And what's that? If you don't know what it is, in fact, the word dialectic in that term, dialectic means tragedy for all, with a predetermined outcome, or philosophy, an interpretive method which the contradiction between a proposition, a thesis, and its antithesis is resolved at a higher level of truth, which is the synthesis. In other words, order out of chaos. Order out of chaos. Why did they use all those fucked up words to teach you something? Because they don't want you to know what they're saying. Why do you think they keep reinterpreting the Bible to us? Oh, the NIV is better than the KJV. We even removed some verses that we didn't feel were necessary. Come on. That's just one of the many things that they go off on. What is it, Matthew 18 and 11 or something like that? That's removed from the NIV completely?
Yeah, I think so.
I'll know right when I see it. This is the KJV, but I know the verse, so when I see the verse. Yep, that's the one. Matthew 18 and 11. Go in your NIV if that's what you're reading out of. For the Son of Man has come to save that which was lost. They removed that. They didn't want you to know, well, who's lost? Who are the lost sheep? So so this is like part of your Hedelian dialectic, though. They have a predetermined plan. They've changed the Bible. They've lied to you about every single thing they're doing. Whether there's a disease or not, they're still lying about it. 100%. And they might throw you a crumb of truth. Like, coronavirus. Yeah, 99.7% chance that you'll survive. But then they pump you full of drugs and pump your lungs full of those machines where you can't even breathe on your own at the end, and then everybody starts dropping dead. They're purposely pushing an agenda. People get sick, all of a sudden, it's what they were calling it, but 39 million people got the flu in 2018 or 2019, but in 2020 only 1,385 people got the flu. So the flu literally went away. Lies. Full of lies. tossed about with the wind of every wind of doctrine. But anyway, we're gonna get out. We're gonna grab a few more verses, and then we're just gonna cut it short. We got a lot of class here. So let's go to Colossians 2:8. It's right after Romans or Corinthians. Corinthians, Galatians, Philippians, and Colossians. Ephesians is right there.
There it is. Small book in between the two. What was it?
That's Galatians, Colossians. Yours is small.
Yeah, it's small. If you like turn too many pages, it jumps a whole bunch. Right before Thessalonians.
Philippians. There it is.
Wow.
Wow. You really, it was right there. It's a brand new book right there.
It's a
That's
brand new book.
Now you're just taking it out for a first spin. So,
All right, where are we going?
Colossians 2:8.
Colossians chapter 2, verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the traditions of men, after the remnants of the world, and not after Christ. The rudiments, not remnants, the rudiments.
The rudiments of the world. Well, let's see what that word means. I had it written down somewhere. What's the definition of rudiments of the world? I'm just sitting there, I just finished telling you. They lie about everything. Yes. Self-teaching. Find a better one. First sight being or appearance or undeveloped from or stage of something. So in this one, it says usually used in a plural, teaching themselves. So that goes into the man's vain imagination. Let me get that. Man's vain imagination, what chapter and verse? It's like Romans something. So Matthew, I want to look at it first before I call it out. They go by the imagination of men. What chapter and verse? No, man's vain imagination. That's what it was. John. They won't tell me. They go by man's vain imagination.
Genesis 6 and 5. Genesis 8 and 21.
We'll get one.
Oh my God, just tell you whichever one that you want.
Read it. What does it say?
Genesis chapter 6 verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Yeah. No. casting down imagination and every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of Yahweh. So, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahweh Shai. That's not it either, but that'll do, because that gets into the imagination of men, and that's what the rudiments of men are. When they have their own vain imagination, well, the Most High is going to cast it down. And what is he going to do? Now I'm going to go back to it again. 2 Corinthians 10 and 5, that's 6. 2 Corinthians 10 and that's 6. Well, that's
The one you just read?
yeah.
I don't know. You didn't tell me where it was.
2 Corinthians 10 and 5. Casting down the imagination of every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of Yahweh. So when they're going by their own vain imagination, it goes against Yahweh. It goes against the knowledge of Yahweh. I mean, this is telling you that they're casting down every high thing that exalteth itself against the knowledge of Yahweh. Casting down imaginations. Now, what was that? There's a specific scripture that I'm looking for with vain imagination of men. We'll just move on. If I find it, we'll go back to it. If I remember it, we'll go back to it. I don't want to sit here all night for one verse. But let's go to Psalm 55 and 21.
I want to go off of what you just said real quick. I'm sorry. I was going to be quiet, but sometimes I can't be quiet when
Just
something's
go.
said. But when you said that you were
Hit
reading
it.
in Corinthians,
Uh-huh.
well, I got to hit you with a background before I just jump right into the
I'm
verse.
excited right now. I'm going, okay, what you got? Let me see.
How you said that, you know, they deal with the vain imaginations of men that are trying to make themselves like gods, right?
Yes.
Here, in Barak, chapter 1 and 22. But every man follow the imaginations of his own wicked
That's
heart,
the one I was looking for.
to serve strange gods,
That's the one.
and to do evil in the sight of the Lord our God. When you gave more context, I was able to find it.
Yeah, it's over here in this book. I would have never found it. Yes, that's exactly what I was talking about. They go by their own vain imagination. So the rudiments of men, when it gets into it, it's with their self-taught through their own vain imagination is what I was trying to say in the whole first place. But I wanted to show you through Scripture. So thank you. Thank you. That was exactly what I was looking for. Now we can go and just move away from that and go to Psalms 55 and 21.
Psalms chapter 55, verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
So So that gets right back into the Hedelian Dialectic. He's setting you up. He knows what his final outcome, what he's trying to produce. So he's trying to lead you, and that's what the whole point of the smooth talk and the subtle demeanor. And they said that Satan was how does it? Satan was one of the most subtle,
Most cunning
and subtle, but
of all the creatures.
he was very calculated. But let me read it again. For the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. So let me give you an example of that. You're not black if you don't vote for me. But war was in his heart. Where's all that help he promised? His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. In fact, just using that one specific guy as an example, every single thing he said, he's done the opposite. Every single thing he said, he's done the opposite. So, he's a perfect example of having words that are smoother than butter and words that were softer than oil. Think about it. So barely even you gotta get close to the TV just to hear what Biden's saying, because he'd be talking so soft. Hey guys, we just gotta, come on, Dad. And, and that's how he acts. Very subtle. I don't like it, but none of us do. But let's go to Exodus 1 and 10. We're going to close out there. We might get another verse or two, I don't know. His words were smoother than butter. Right?
Exodus 1 and 10.
10 and 1 and 10. Exodus 1 and 10. Now how were their words smooth as butter? How did they execute words smoother than butter? I mean, I gave a little Biden example, but I mean, honestly.
Exodus chapter 1, verse 10. Come on, let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land. So let's deal with them wisely so they don't multiply. Well, here's a perfect example. There's Margaret Sanger put Planned Parenthood in every we'll call it low-income neighborhood where the Jews dwell. What is the word ghetto? What does the word ghetto mean? It means designated a area of town where the Jews dwell. Let's see if I'm right. So she put Planned Parenthoods, which is to give you an abortion and birth control and anything to stop birth, from contraceptives to an actual abortion. What's the definition of ghetto? A part of a city, especially a slum area, occupied by a minority group. Isn't that crazy how they've taken the definition and changed it? Now, Webster's, can I?
yes, please.
Webster's Dictionary since 1828. Ghetto, noun. Definition of ghetto: a quarter of a city in which Jews were formerly required to live. A quarter of the city in which members of a minority group lived, especially because of social, legal, or economical pressures. An isolated group. A situation that resembles a ghetto, especially in conferring inferior status or limiting opportunity.
Or now let's go back. Now that we know, what year was that?
This was in 1828.
In 1828, ghetto meant Jews, an area of town for the Jews to dwell. Now that we're in 2022, ghetto means a crowded, poor part of a city lived in by a specific ethnic group. The Jews?
The Jews.
I mean, but the point is Margaret Sanger put a Planned Parenthood in every ghetto. Let's deal wisely with them, right? Let us deal wisely with them, lest they multiply, right? So they're doing that to this day. This is how their words are softer than oil and smoother than butter. Because when it comes down to it, they're telling you it's for your good. It's you need to protect yourself. From what? We've been here ever since the beginning of time. What are we protecting ourselves from? Oh, there's diseases out there. Where did all these diseases come from? Because they all have an American patent and copyright. So we created all the government of this country has created all the diseases. How is it possible that he can look up any disease right now and find the patent and the copyright? You name it, it's in there. But I'm going to bring out one last verse and then we're going to close out there. I thought I was going to bring it out with that. Let's close out with Acts 7 and 19. Acts 7 and 19.
Acts chapter 7,
Uh-huh.
verse 19. The same dealt subtly with our kindred, and evil entreated our fathers, so that they cast out their young children to the end they might not live.
Like I just, and you know what? It's the power of the Spirit. I forgot what it was going to actually say in this verse. And the whole time I'm talking about Margaret Sanger killing our children. And unto this day, the same dealt subtly with our kindred, and evil entreated our fathers. That was that. I mean, they were doing that what back in the 30s, 40s. I don't know when it actually came out. For our time, for our generation right now, when was the first Planned Parenthood opened? October 16th, 1960 in Brownsville, New York. So, 1916. So in our generation, this is the way that they have subtly dealt with us wisely and with our kindred, and have evil entreated our fathers. Because we weren't here in 1916, but our fathers were still getting oppressed by pretty much the residue of slavery in a real strong way. So that they cast out their young children to know, and they might not live. They don't want us to survive. They think if they can, they're trying any way they can to take us out. And it's honestly part of a Hedelian Dialectic too. Everything was by design. And I'm just going to go ahead and, I got a whole bunch more we can go through. But I'm going to go ahead and stop there. Maybe make a whole nother class out of the rest of this. And like I always say in all my classes, you got eyes to see and ears to hear. I hope you were able to get something out of this small lesson. I do have one more verse though. One more verse. Revelation 22 and 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments, that they may have the right to the tree of life and enter into the gates into the city. Shalom.
Oh.